It's another Saturday, and we are coming your way with a Study Abroad podcast with the Fred Effect. At the end of every month, we have what we call the Study Abroad Q&A session, where this time around we are responding to all the questions you have about the process. If you are currently in the university or you're currently in high school, the hope is that after you graduate, you're interested in studying abroad. This is the podcast for you. If you're working on your process, where are you in the process? Are you waiting for admission decision? Are you applying for a visa? Which country are you interested in moving to? Is it the UK? We have Ben here to respond to your questions. Is it the US? We have Aaron here to respond to your questions. Is it Canada? We have Delali here to respond to your questions. So it's going to be an interactive session today. And so all you need to do is to type your questions in the chat. We'll also be sharing the link across all the social media platforms so you can easily join us and, ask your questions. Let's start with a quick intro. For people seeing your handsome face for the first time, Mr. Delali, please go ahead. Kindly introduce yourself, a short intro, and then we can get going.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Fred. My name is Sylvester Delali, a graduate student currently at the University of Manitoba and the founder of the platform, the Delali Network, a young but thriving study abroad platform on YouTube, on X, and on Facebook.
Oh, awesome. Aaron, let's go.
All right, so my name is Aaron Boateng, the gentleman behind Aaron Inspires platform. I'm currently pursuing my master's degree in mathematics at the University of Texas at Tyler. And yeah, this happens to be my final semester. And
Okay.
yeah, that's all
right.
for now.
Great. Ben, can you go on?
Yeah, my name is Ben, and as usual, I'm a key member of the Fred Effect team. I'm currently in the UK, so we are here to serve you.
All right. Again, I think we'll spend there. All right. So all you need to do is to type your questions in the chat. I also shared the link on the various social media platforms. You can click on it. You join us live in the studio, and then you ask all the questions you have about the study abroad process. Delali, there has been a new development when it comes to the Canadian immigration route. Do you want to fill us in what is new about the process this time?
Okay. So there has been an announcement recently concerning permanent residency, specifically the category-based pathways. And category-based pathways are simply pathways used to attract skilled workers with both foreign and or Canadian experience to apply for their permanent residency. Already we had 6 categories. Another extra 4 was added just a couple of weeks ago, and one of them is physicians with Canadian work experience. So with that one, it focuses on people who are physicians and they have Canadian work experience or they are currently in Canada working. Sometimes you can be a physician, you worked in Canada in the past within the last few years, but left the country. If your experience still fall within the required number of years they want, and you have the remaining or requisite qualifications, you can apply under this category. Then we have what we call senior managers with Canadian work experience as well. It also focuses on people with Canadian work experience. And then the third one is also the researchers with Canadian work experience. But the last one, which is the skilled military recruits, with that one, you don't necessarily need a Canadian work experience. So you notice that the first 2 I mentioned, the focus was on Canadian work experience. But the last one, which is the skilled military recruits, even if it's a foreign experience back in your home country, it is allowed. But it is not every military person or personnel that qualifies for this category. So first of all, you have to be a foreign skilled military applicant. A foreign skilled military applicant. You should also have a minimum of 10 years continuous service. 7 in a foreign recognized military. Then you should have a work experience that aligns with certain NOC codes. The NOC code is simply the National Occupation Classification. When it comes to Canada, skilled workers are classified under what we call the National Occupation Classification. So the no codes are 3, that is 40042, and that's for commissioned officers of the Canadian Armed Forces. So let's say you're a foreign military person and you perform similar roles related to this, that is one of the requirements. Another one is the 42102. That is specialized members of the Canadian Armed Forces. Then the third one is 43204, operation members of the Canadian Armed Forces. So these 3 no codes that I've mentioned, when you put it on Google, it will tell you the duties of this particular role. Then aside that, you should have an offer of arranged employment with the Canadian Armed Forces. So even though you are a foreign trained, skilled military person, you have the first few requirements or qualifications that I've mentioned. You should also have what we call an arranged employment with the Canadian Armed Forces, which is a full-time work lasting for at least 3 years, listed in any of these 3 national occupation classifications that I've mentioned. Then you must have at least a 2-year post-secondary credential. And since your post-secondary credential is not a Canadian credential, you simply have to do what we call an EC, that is evaluation. You evaluate your credential, and it will be at par with the Canadian standard. Then once you have all these things that I've listed, you can just go into the express entry pool, that is create a profile, fill whatever you require. And anytime they do a draw for these skilled military recruits and they feel you meet the cutoff point or you meet the requirement, you'll be selected to apply for PR. And you don't actually need to pay any money before you create your profile for this express entry. It is when you are selected and you're about to submit a full application, that is when you pay the application fee of about 1,500 and something Canadian dollars. So basically, that is the new development currently for permanent residency, specifically category-based applications for PR.
So that was the Lally Network. Thanks for the update on the new Canadian immigration route. So this is exciting. I think when it comes to immigration, Canada stands still. So if this is something that you are interested in, obviously you can start learning more about it and follow the route. You can follow the link and then join us directly in the studio to ask your questions. The link is also shared across all the Fred Effect social media platforms. Currently, we are live on Aaron Inspires YouTube platform. Aaron, talk to us about your platform. What do we stand to benefit? How do we subscribe and stuff like that?
Okay, thank you very much for this very opportunity. So yeah, Aaron Inspires is my YouTube platform, and I also have the Aaron Inspires TV on Facebook. And basically what I did was, when I had the opportunity to come to study here, I also had information from the Fred Effect team and other platforms. And when I came, I was like, no, I don't want to be selfish. So I need to also give out the process that I went through, because I believe that if we are all going to one particular destination, we can't use the same exact path. Some people can use other route and it will still get to the same destination. So why don't I also put the information that I have, what I think did it for me to be able to make it here. So I started with a transcript evaluation, because during that time, I think most people have not heard of the transcript evaluation and how that evaluation can sometimes boost your GPA. And I'm saying sometimes because it doesn't apply to everyone. Some people do it and then it still remains the same, but others does theirs and then it shoots up. So when mine shot from 2.5 to 3.2, I was like, this is an information I have to put out there. So that's how come I started making videos on how to go about the evaluation and then how to target schools that can give you funding, because you don't want to come to a place where you don't have enough funds to be able to pay your fees or like pay your living expenses and other stuff and struggle in a foreign country. So basically that is the information we put out there in terms of your school selection, your school choice, and then how to even prepare for your interview.
All right. So Ben, you talked to us about the UK study abroad process, especially with people who have high school and diploma. Can somebody with a diploma apply directly into a master's in the UK? And if somebody is done with their high school, how does the process work? If you're just tuning in, so Ben will come in with that in terms of the UK process. But if you today it's strictly Q&A. This is not a we have the interview sections every single week, but today it's really the Q&A session. So we'll be responding to the questions you have about the process. All you need to do is to use the link I'm sharing on the various social media platforms, and also check the comment section. You click on that link, it takes you directly to the studio, and we can be responding to your questions from there. So that's all you need to do. Just type in your questions. We'll be happy to respond to them, or simply click on the link. It will take you directly into the studio, and then we'll be happy to respond to your questions. So Ben, if you can come in, if you want, if somebody wants to study in the UK and they are done with high school, is it possible? What is the process?
Yeah, okay, Fred, thank you for the opportunity. So if you are done with high school, it's possible to study in the UK. Like if you want to come and do your bachelor's, or even if you want to come and study diploma, because I've seen some guys who are here doing diploma. And in fact, I was shocked to see that anyway. So with the senior high school, in exception of some few universities, like the one I know now is Derby University, that you can apply direct. The rest you can't. There is an agency that you need to register, and that one comes with a fee. So you register with the agency, and that agency will now look for the schools for you to come and do your bachelor's. But as it stands now with Derby University and with your senior high school results, you can apply straight. And I've seen some couple of people doing that, and they even got admission. So for Derby University, I can speak to it. But the other universities, what I know is that there is an agency that is in charge for, it's a recognized agency in the UK. So if you contact them, what they do is that you submit all your documents, and then they will now do the application on your behalf. But it comes with a fee. So that is that with the bachelor's application in the UK if you are a foreigner. Then with diploma, can I continue?
Yeah, kindly go on.
Yes. So with diploma, it also depends on the university you want to apply to. One thing that we need to understand is that if you check most of the UK university requirement, it even surprise you that if you want to read your master's, you might not, some of the courses, you might not necessarily should have bachelor's degree before you can apply. I was shocked to read about one school that if you have, let's say if you want to read business administration and you have 10 years business experience, you can easily apply to the school. So here, they are not really looking at your educational background, whether you have bachelor's or you have master's, but now they are taking the decision based on your experience. However, there is always a proof of English proficiency, and that is where the issue is. So with the proof of English proficiency, if you are using your WESI, then the minimum grade should be C6 for English. So if you had C6 for English, then it means that you meet the English proficiency requirement. If not, then, like let's say you had D7 in English, then it means that you don't meet the English language requirement. Then on that note, you have to register for IELTS. And then if you pass, then it means that you can now apply to the UK universities because you now meet English language requirement. So even if English is your first language or not, they still check English language requirement. But it's not really, we don't really see it much because of the WESI requirement, because that's from West Africa, we use the WESI, but from the other countries today have that secondary external exams that they look at the English requirement. And even if, let's say, you wrote SXCE, you didn't write WESI, you wrote SSCE, then the requirement for use with regards to English requirement is D7, not C6. Yes, so I think this is what really matters when it comes to UK application. And of course, you can always reach out to the university and they will let you know your left from right.
All right, so Mohammed will come in, but before Mohammed comes in, Aaron, we have this question here. This person is working on their DS160, and the name is Mildred, watching us on YouTube. Is it advisable to add my high school details in addition to my bachelor's degree when filling the DS160? Aaron, what do you think? Okay, Aaron, your microphone is mute. Go ahead. We can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So, I mean, we are looking at what qualification you gave to the school that admitted you. So if you are coming in for a master's degree, then it means that you submitted your bachelor's degree transcript and whatever document they needed from your bachelor's degree, your first degree. So that is what really matters. That is if you're coming in for a master's degree or a doctorate degree. If you're coming for a first degree, then it means your high school is what you submitted. So based on what you submitted, you need to include that in your DS160. So I wouldn't advise you bringing in your high school, because sometimes you might complete high school like several years ago before you come in with a first degree, and then now you want to bring in, and then mind you, when you are bringing in the high school and there is a gap of maybe 3 years before you started your first degree, and then you are showing this gap over there, you give the visa officer an idea of what was happening within that free period. So you try as much as possible not to include that if it is not playing any key role in your process.
Yeah, and also you have to read on the DS160, they ask you, have you attended any educational institution at the high school level or above? So read that and know what you're going to put in there. So moving on, Delali, there's somebody who has a question. I don't know if Delali is on. I think we lost Delali. So let's see if we can hear from Kwenu. Hi, Benjamin. Benjamin, you have to unmute your microphone, and if possible, you put your video on so we can see and also hear you. Hi, Benjamin. Kwenu. Okay, looks like we having issues with Benjamin. Let's see.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Benjamin, can you hear me? Hello,
Hello?
Benjamin. Yes, please go on. Hi, Benjamin. Okay, I think Benjamin is finding it difficult to hear us. All right, so Benjamin, you can just exit and rejoin. Hopefully you're able to get connected later on. Let's see. Hi, Benjamin Bwedi. Hello, Benjamin. There's another Benjamin, and unfortunately that is also okay. Let's turn things time. Okay. So let's see. There's somebody who have a question about the Canadian process, but Delali, can you unmute your microphone? I want to know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, Fred.
Okay. So Roxanne is asking that he's watching us from Ghana on Facebook. Please, I'm a skilled worker. And when you say skilled worker, what kind of skills do you have, Roxanne? And the question is, please, I'm a skilled worker. How can I get opportunity to come to Canada? I have a diploma in, I think he wanted to type theology. Roxanne, take your time and type. Can I have opportunity to study in Canada? Delali, would you be able to have an answer for our brother?
Sure. So, as you rightly asked, what does it mean by he's a skilled worker? Because if I know specifically his occupation, I could recommend certain pathways he could use to apply for his PR, since he's saying he's a skilled worker. But if he's talking of school, yes, of course, with a diploma in theology, he can come and study a bachelor's here, provided he can afford. It is very tough to get funding when it comes to undergraduate studies in Canada. You
Mhm.
only see just a few getting that as compared to people who take the SAT, get a good score, and get a full ride in the US. But if he has the funds available, he has the means, he can come in for a bachelor's, let's say a 3-year bachelor's program or a 4-year bachelor's program. Or he can also come in for another diploma, maybe a 1-year or a 2-year diploma. But he would have to justify to the visa officer why he has a diploma in theology and coming in for
Am I the
another
only
program.
one that is getting that jittery feedback? Can you hear
No,
Delali very well? Okay,
I was also getting it.
okay,
Uh,
Delali,
Can you hear me?
we are hearing you, but the voice is jittery. So I don't know if let's see if we can exit and rejoin, and then we can respond to our brother's question. Okay, let's see. In that case, Ben, let's answer this question for our brother. Our brother said that, and let's see if he has an opportunity in the UK. So our brother is saying that I completed senior high school in 2021 with 2 Fs and 2 E. So general science. That means he studied general science. He had 2 Fs, 2 E, 2 E. Didn't find it difficult to get a diploma admission here. What advice does
Hello, Fred.
Okay. The E
Okay, so
is
Ben, go
English
ahead.
part.
So I'm not sure. Maybe the person can
Yeah, I want to
type now.
know
So
where the E.
go ahead, Ben? Go ahead.
Yes, we want to understand which courses is the 2F and the 2Es.
Okay. So ultimate, if you can
Because
respond to
if you fail in English
what
language,
subject?
automatically they may look at your.
Yeah. So ultimate, what subjects did you have the 2 Fs and 2 Es? So if you can respond to that, that would be super helpful. All right. Let's see if we can bring Steven on. Hi, Steven. How you doing? You can unmute your microphone so we can hear you. And we are only seeing your head. If you can push your camera up a little bit. Yes. Yes, Steven, how you doing?
I'm good.
What's your question, sir?
Okay, so I'm currently a teaching assistant at the University of Cape Coast School of Economics, and I have planned to do West evaluation and then GRE. I have a GRE to write this current month. That is 14th March. So my question has to do with mostly when I go to some of the schools' websites, you see them saying that the official or foreign transcript evaluation is not necessary. So I want to ask, even if the school is not demanding for it, can I go ahead and submit it to the school?
Aaron, do you want to come in with that?
yeah. So so if the school's website or based on the requirements, they are saying that they are not looking at an evaluated transcript or a third party evaluated transcript being evaluated by a third party. Yes, in our dialect, we say enamdodo and same kwine. So a lot of meat, if you are putting a lot of meat into a soup, it doesn't reduce the quality of the soup. So if they are not requesting for it, and based on your transcript, if you compare the two, you realize that after doing the evaluation transcript GPA was higher than that of your main transcript. You can submit both transcripts or submit the evaluated transcript. If they don't want that, they will now email you and tell you that, oh, we expect you to give us the one from your university, which is UCC. Then you go ahead and add that, or you can join the two and then give it to them. At the end of the day, it goes in your favor because they are going to look at the two. And most of them, they will sometimes even go further to look at the evaluated one. Why? Because it is evaluated by a global body, and this is people that they understand them. You understand me? So If you already have the evaluated transcript, then fine, you can add that in addition to your main transcript and then send it to them. If you don't have and you are now planning, then I wouldn't advise if you are applying to schools that do not require the evaluated transcript. Yeah, that's what I have to say.
All right, you have another question, Kwame?
I think I'm okay.
Okay. So you said so now it's a School of Economics, or have they moved from the old building to a new building? Hi, Kwame. Okay, Kwame cannot hear us. All right, let's move on.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, I was asking if they've moved from the old building they used to be in under the Department of Economics to a new building, or it's the same building but now called School of Economics.
It's still the old building at Jimblo.
Oh, okay, but they now moved and call it School of Economics. Okay.
Yes, now they have different departments. We have Department of Data Science and Applied Economics.
Oh, okay.
And then we have Department of Economic Studies. And then, yes, they have Department of Economic Studies, Department of Applied Economics, and then Department of Data Science and Economic Policy.
Oh, I see. Is Dr. Dasmani and Amma still teaching?
Yes, Professor, he's now a professor, Professor Dasmani.
Okay. Oh, I see. Shout out to Professor Dasmani.
Professor Dasmani is now our Dean of Students for the School of Economics.
And then Professor Amma.
Hey, he's still there.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay, shout out to him, man.
He's now handling advanced economics.
Oh, I see. All right.
Okay. Before Ben goes, he's off.
Okay. Yeah, he's off.
He's off. Okay. I wanted to ask him about his GRE, because he said he has already written the GRE, but that's okay.
Let's see if we can bring him back. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, Stephen.
Yes,
sir. You said you've written the GRE. What was your score, if you don't mind sharing?
I've not written the GRE yet. I'll be writing it.
Oh, okay. So is the evaluation that you have already done?
No, I'm planning to do the two, but then I have the GRE on the
14th. Okay.
14th of March.
Okay. So, and what was your GPA? Your graduating
the
GPA?
Evaluation is, I'm now procrastinating, like looking at whether to go for it or not.
Yeah. What's your GPA? Your graduating?
So my GPA is 3.23.
That's good. If you are planning to write a GRE, then I wouldn't advise going to spend another money on the evaluation, unless you are targeting schools that are actually requiring you to do the evaluation. If not, don't go and push, almost $300 into that side. Okay. That's why I wanted to ask you.
Do you know the schools you're applying to already?
Oh yes, I've written the names of the schools down.
Yeah, so then you have to check those schools whether they require the GRE and if they require the transcript evaluation in the first place, because that's the reason why you want to do it. Okay,
most of the schools are not requesting for the West evaluation, but maybe I am thinking that it will give me a competitive advantage over others. So I was applying to the same.
I think you're not far from right. All right, so thank you for joining, Stephen, and shout outs to the professors at School of Economics. Anyway, let's move on. Shadrach, how you doing, Shadrach? Hi, Shadrach. Can you hear me? How you doing, sir? You have to unmute your microphone before you can talk, Shadrach. Okay, Shadrach is probably not seeing us. Anyway,
hello.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. How you doing?
Hello.
Okay, I think Shadrach is having issues. Let's see if we can make things easier. So Delali, this question goes for you. This individual is saying that I am about to apply for a Canada study permit. I don't have a job, a partner, or anything. So how do I go about convincing the visa officers for about my home ties? I would like more clarity on the proof of funds. Delali, please come in.
Okay, can I be heard now, Fred?
Yeah, we can clearly hear you.
Okay, so I'll take it from the last question then to the first. So Concerning the proof of funds, he needs to prove the funds for his total expenses for 1 year, even if his program is more than 1 year. So, with all provinces in Canada, with the exception of Quebec, the living expenses for 1 year is 22,895. It is constant, set by the Canadian government.
Okay.
Then he will need to add his 1 year tuition fees to this 22,895. Then he would have to budget for his flight ticket, which can be around 1,500, 2,000 Canadian dollars.
Mhm.
So when you put these three figures together, it gives you the total for your 1 year cost. So if the total is, let's say, 450,000 Canadian dollars, you surely need an amount of more than that, especially if you are using a sponsor. Let's say someone is sponsoring you. So you need to
Right.
provide a 6-month bank statement with a consistent transaction history, not just a bank statement that has that closing amount and you present it because you are going to be denied. Visa officers don't look at only the closing balance on the bank statement, but they look at how the funds came in, how consistent is the money flowing. He also has to prove the source of the money. Is the money from a business? If the money is from a business, he would have to add a business certificate and tax certification and invoices and other documents to prove that, oh, truly it's from a business and the business is running. If the money is from an employment, the person has to add his employment letter, his pay stubs, and then a promotion letter. There has to be a letter of sponsorship signed by the sponsor, and the sponsor has to add his national identity card. Then he also has to
Oh,
prove relationship. If you are saying this person is my uncle, it's my father, it's my sister, it's my nephew, it's my niece, you would have to prove that truly you know this person, because they know people just take bank statements from random people and claim this person is my uncle, my auntie.
yeah.
Now, that hardly flies when it comes to the Canadian system. So that is about the proof of funds. Then he'll just talk about how they are going to continue to pay the remaining years if the program is more than 1 year. And if it's a business, the business will continue to run, it will continue to generate funds, and therefore there'll be enough funds to cater for the subsequent years. Now, coming to his home ties, the home tie is what we call the pull factor. After
Mhm.
you are done studying in Canada, what is going to bring you back to your home country? That is what
Yeah.
they are looking out for. I bear with you that you don't have a job, a partner, or anything, but there are few things that you can also use to convince themselves as a home tie. First of
Mhm.
all, your family, nuclear and extended, is the basic home tie that you have. And what are the proofs? You get their identification cards and pictures with them to support it. You write a brief explanation that because of your family, after you're done studying, you are going to return. You can use what we call a pet, a dog, a cat, have pictures with it, different ones, write an explanation that you are close to it. You living to study doesn't mean you're abandoning it, but you're leaving it in the care of maybe a family member or a friend. After you're done studying, you will come back to come and what? Take care of that pet. Because even in Canada here, a pet has more rights than you, the human being. So it's
Yeah.
something that they value a lot. So he can use that as a home tie. Then he can talk about, if he's a Christian, he can talk about his church activities. Are
Mhm.
you a media team person? Are you an usher? Are you a chorister? You get a supporting letter, you get pictures to back it.
I
Are you
see.
a member of a community group and engage in some activities with the group? You can talk about that as a home tie as well. Get documents from the organization to back it, get pictures to support it. So I've mentioned about 4 things that he can use as a home tie. And you not married doesn't mean you can mention your fiancé as your partner, as a
Mm.
home tie. You can also mention that, oh, you even have plans to tie the knot in these years to come. And within that period, you finish your studies and come back home. In Canada, we have what we call dual intent. You can want to come and study, and you can want to come and also have your PR, which is allowed. And most officers know that, oh, when you're done with school, you have the opportunity to apply for what we call your postgraduate work permit, provided you are eligible. But they still want you to prove strongly that after your program, you are going to return, even if you won't return. So that's the little I have to say about that.
Thank you, Delali. So this person said Idrisu. So Idris, hello. My question is to Ben. I got a lot of offer in the UK university, but struggled to secure a scholarship. So Ben, what should this person do? No, your microphone is muted. We are struggling to hear. Go ahead, Ben. We can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm saying that UK scholarship is a hot cake. So we have two options. The first option is if after studying you want to come back to your home country, then you can look for Commonwealth scholarship and UK government scholarship. It's very competitive though, but it's possible for you to get. You can sponsor it fully up to your plane ticket. But have it in mind that when you complete, you have to come back home and stay there for at least 2 years before scholarships are there, and a lot of people are taking advantage of that. The other alternative has university you are applying to. I know that some universities can give as high as 80%.
Am I the only one who has challenge
Some
hearing
can
him?
give high as 50%. So what you can do is that you can tag.
Aaron, can you hear him? Is he stable? Hi, Aaron, can you hear him very clearly? Is he stable?
No, Fred, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is he stable?
Yeah, he wasn't stable.
Okay. So Ben, let's see if we can do something about that. Today we're having a lot of struggle with the connection, but we are trying to manage and see how best we can properly serve you. So Ben, try to see if you can do something about it. Let's see. Hi, Philip. Can you hear me? Hello, Philip. Okay, Philip, can you hear me? All right, Philip can also hear me as well. So we can move on. If you're just tuning in, this is the Study Abroad podcast with the Fred Effect. So today we are having a bit of internet connection issues, but we're still trying to see if we can pull it through. We do this and every weekend where we invite individuals who have been through the study abroad process to come share their experience, their journey with you. So it makes it easier if you also want to study abroad. However, at the end of every month, the last Saturday of every month, we come your way with a questions and answer section where we listen to the questions you have and we try our best to provide answers to them. Samuel, can you hear me? Samuel, if you can hear me, please unmute your microphone and let's see if we can get your questions. All right. So at the moment, if you need assistance in making any form of payment, so when it comes to the study abroad process, there are a couple of payments that people make. And so if you need help making any form of payment when it comes to maybe tuition fees, enrollment deposit, visa application fee, service fee payment, you can talk to the Fred Effect team and then we'll be happy to assist you make those payments. So let me see if I can share the image and then, all right, let's see. Okay, so if you need help in making any fee payment, whether it's application fee, sometimes the means of payment is challenging for people to be able to use based on their location. So for example, if you have to make a payment via PayPal, if you're in Ghana, it might be challenging. So if you have to make application fee payment this time around, you can pay your visa application fee at GT Bank. You can also use a MasterCard or Visa card to pay. So if your location is not very close to any GT Bank branch, you don't necessarily have to worry yourself. Talk to the Fred Effect team. We'll be happy to assist you make the payment. If you're making payments for English proficiency test scores like the Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, enrollment deposit, paying for GRE or GMAT, college board, which is SAT or SAT, and then ACT. If you want to, your parents are paying your school fees here, you want a means of getting the funds here, we can help you do that. The service fee payment, tuition deposit, visa application fees, and then the transcript evaluation. All right, let's see if someone can hear us. Someone, can you hear us now? Hello, Samuel. Someone, can you hear me? I think someone is struggling to hear us, but we can move on. Ben, can you hear us now? Hello, Ben, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so
yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I think there was another question for you before we go back to the old one. You said my question goes to Ben. I heard there is 1 year master's degree in teacher training for students who are interested in teaching in the UK after the training? Is it through, if it is through, kindly tell us more about it.
Yes, it is. It is very true. Just that it's not for all courses. I think at the moment the concentration is on physics and then mathematics.
Okay.
So if you are, yes, if you are interested in teaching physics and then mathematics, you can try your hands on, and it's likely that you can be admitted. And then when you complete, you'll be employed to teach in the UK. But it's not for all courses.
So what are the qualifications? What qualifications should somebody in Ghana or maybe Africa have before they could apply for that?
Yes, so of course, I'm sure if the person is done with this any degree in the sciences, so like if you are with WESI,
Mhm.
oh, if you have done with your university courses, and let's say you did anything science related or physics related, you stand a better chance of applying. And
Okay.
the truth of the matter is, it all depends on passion. So how you're able to convince the admission officers through your application also matters. So, for instance, if I still have, because back days I was very good in mathematics. So now, if I want to teach in mathematics and I still have the passion, irrespective of my background, I can convince and prove that I can teach. And if they okay with the application, I can be granted admission.
We are struggling today with Ben's connection, but yeah, let's see. Okay. Do you?
Fred,
Yeah, please go on.
yeah, about the teachers question. There is
Right.
something for teachers in Canada too as well. I don't know if I can go ahead
Okay.
and
Add that.
okay. So basically, under the express entry category based draws, we have the education category, which is for five groups of teachers. One, elementary and secondary school teachers, teaching assistants, instructor of persons with disabilities, early childhood educators and assistants, elementary school and kindergarten teachers, and secondary school teachers. So when you fall under any of these five categories that I've mentioned, and you have a 1 year experience, that is 12 months full time within the last 3 years, which is paid. It doesn't have to be continuous though. 1 year full time or equal amount in part time within the last 3 years. And you have done an evaluation, because the evaluation should be for immigration purposes, not for the ones you do for school application. Let's take note of that. And you also take the CELPIP, that is the English proficiency, or the IELTS. Then you do a simulation. That is when you go to Google, you just type comprehensive ranking score calculator. There are a list of questions there. You respond to the questions there. It will let you know what points you have in terms of the CRS. Now you compare your point with the previous draws that they've done. The education category was introduced less than 1 year ago, and they've done just about 2 or 3 draws so far. Why? Because there is shortages of teachers in Canada and in most provinces here. So this category-based thing is not to give you a job offer, but to allow you migrate to Canada as a permanent resident. Once you come here as a permanent resident, you apply for your teaching license, depending on the province you want to work in. Then after you are licensed, it is very easy to get a job as a teacher. So if you fall under any of these 5 categories, you can take the English language test and get a very good score, not just writing the test, but getting a good score. That is the IELTS or the CELPIP. You do an evaluation, you do a simulation of your scores, and you notice that you have around, let's say, 460 and above. I'll advise that you create a profile, put yourself in the pool, because they'll be doing a lot of draws for the education category this year as well, and you can migrate from wherever you are. And remember, the work experience you have, it doesn't have to be a Canadian work experience. Your foreign experience, let's say Ghana, Nigeria, or whatever, is recognized. So once you do that and you put yourself in the pool and you're invited, you apply for the permanent residency. It's approved, you migrate to Canada as a PR directly. When you get here, you apply for your teacher's license, you get a job offer, and start working as a teacher. So that's what is available in Canada as well.
All right, great. Thank you very much for giving us that update. Aaron, so this question
Mhm.
goes for you.
All right.
What is the best home ties for US visa? How do somebody going for a student visa interview prove home ties?
Good. So home ties, I think when Delali was talking, someone asked with regards to the Canada, and it doesn't
Right.
change. It's still the same thing when you go to anywhere at all. If you have to prove home ties, so home ties one have to be either your job. You have a job that is you are currently doing, and you are just coming to study, and then you go back. Your family, that's either nuclear or extended family, can also be your home tie. So nuclear in the sense that if you are already married and you have a son or a child, that is also good. Another thing which Delali added, which myself, it was new to me, was if you have any pet. So some of us, where we grew up from, we don't have pets. Our pets, we even choose them. We use them for pepper soup. so like if you are coming from a home where you have a pet, either a dog or a cat, yes, you can use that too. You can also use the fact that either you are playing a major role in your church. So being it an usher, being it a music director, yes, anything that you are doing in the church or anything you are doing in the community, that ties you, that you are making an impact in this very area of your life. So you are just coming in for the program, and then when you are done, you are going back. So all these things are the forms that you can use to prove to the visa officer that you have a great home ties.
Okay, so Ben, this one goes to you. So at what point do you apply for a scholarship if you want to study in the UK? This individual is asking, is it at the time of your school application or after you've gained admission into the program?
Yes,
All right, I think today we're struggling with Ben's connection. So, but Delali, you can come in on this one.
can you hear me now?
It's quite unfortunate your connection is not stable today. Let's Delali, can you go ahead with this one? At what point do you apply for a scholarship if you want to study in Canada? Is it at the time of the application or after you've gained admission?
Okay, can you hear me, Fred?
Yeah, we can clearly hear you.
Okay, so when it comes to the Canadian application, there are two ways to go about that, and it all depends on the requirement of the school. When you go to some schools' websites, they'll tell you during the application process, you apply for the funding together, so that once you're admitted, it comes with the funding. Some other schools will also tell you that you have to wait. Once you're admitted, then they'll now give you the next step to apply for the funding. And also, in the same school, some schools, admission comes together with funding. And in the same school, some schools, when you're admitted, they'll give you the next step to apply for funding if it's available. So it depends on the school in question.
All right. Aaron, you want to come in on this? When you want to study in the US, at what point do you apply for the scholarship? Before or after admission?
So first of all, you have to make the research. And I love one advice you gave to one of the students that came. So you have to do your research as to whether the school provides scholarships or assistantships in terms of the program, because not all programs, not all schools provide assistantship for specific programs. So the first thing is you don't want to wait, because you are putting in time, you are putting in money, you are putting in resources. And so you don't want to wait after you have gained admission. That is when you realize that, oh, this school doesn't give scholarship or they don't give funding. That would be waste of time and waste of resources. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make your research and make sure that the school and the program you are applying to gives funding for that specific program. Now, in case you didn't do that research and you have already gained admission, go ahead and contact the program director or the international school, or like what we call the international office. So one thing that I advise people to do is sometimes when you send the email, they are not able to kind of reply you early. What I did when I was in Ghana was that I convert the time into Ghana, and I know that, okay, maybe around 10 a.m. in the US, the school, they have opened. And then what I do is I do MTN IDD bundle, and I call them and I speak with them. I tell them that, I've gained admission and I need resources as to where to go to be able to find scholarships. And it was helpful. People that have given all this advice, it has been very helpful for them. So these are things that you can do in case you have already applied, you've gained the admission, and you didn't make your research. But if you are now going to put in the application, I will advise that you do your research, make sure that the school provides assistantship, and then the process that you go through to apply for the assistantship. Sometimes it comes automatically with the admission. Sometimes too is a separate application. So you have to make all this research and know that if it's a separate application, after putting the application for the admission, then you now go to that portal or that very resource that allows you to be able to put in the separate application for the assistantship or the funding, and then you do that.
I see. All right, let's talk to my brother Desmond. Hi, Desmond. How are you doing? Desmond, how are you doing, sir? Desmond, how are you doing? Hello, Desmond. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, Desmond, can you hear us?
Okay, I think this one is not Desmond then. So let's see if we can move on to.
Yeah. So Fred, a quick one. I think some people have been sending questions on my because I'm streaming on my platform as well. So I just typed in one. I'm picking the ones that, I mean, some of them, they are just saying they didn't ask any questions. So the ones that they ask questions, I've sent it to you. So maybe we can attend to that.
All right. Let's see if we can be alternating. So Desmond is in now. Hi, Desmond. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you, boss.
Okay. Please go ahead with your question, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah. I completed school in the year 2022, and I want to.
When you said you completed school, which school did you complete?
Degree, yeah. Degree at University of Education.
Master's is a degree, bachelor's is a degree, PhD is a degree.
Bachelor's.
Okay, go ahead.
And I studied arts education, but I want to dive into filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is my GPA is low. I had 2.7 GPA. And the course that I want to dive into, the minimum GPA that they are requiring is 3.0. So I reach out to them and ask them questions how I can get admission using my 2.7 GPA.
Mm-hmm.
So they told me that it's not allowed. I can't get admission with that 2.7 GPA. It's either I do second degree. That's what the school told me. You see that?
What's the question for us, sir? What's your question?
So I want to ask if there is a way that I can use my degree to apply for another degree.
Okay. Aaron, with his case, what would you advise, sir?
Okay. So first of all, you want to find out from the school. Is it in the US or in the UK? Sorry, in Canada.
One is in the US and one is in the Canada.
Okay, good. So I know these two destinations. Some schools accept transcript evaluation. So if you've not heard of transcript evaluation, we have external bodies that evaluate your transcript into a particular country or a particular destination's standard. So we have World Education Services, we have Spantran, and we have other ones as well. Now, I want you to find out, so go and make, the way you said you communicated with them and they said the 2.7 wouldn't help, you want to ask them if they accept transcript evaluation. If they said, yes, we accept transcript evaluation, what I want you to do is, I want you to go to my page, Aaron in Spice. I have a YouTube page. I have done a video on how to do your transcript evaluation for free, not the official one. So you want to go through the process. I walk everyone through that very process. And what you want to do is follow the instruction. And at the end of the day, it's going to tell you how your GPA is going to be like if you do the evaluation, the official evaluation. So I graduated from UCC with a GPA of 2.57. After doing the evaluation, my GPA shot to 3.2. So you graduated with 2.7. So I am not saying that yours is also going to jump to 3.2 or 3.3. But what I'm saying is go and watch that video, follow the instructions, and do it. But the first thing is go and find out from the school if they accept transcript evaluation. If they said yes, they accept, then you go ahead and follow that instruction. So that's the video, the first one on the left.
I've seen it.
Okay. You've seen it, good. So go and watch. If you watch that video and your GPA shoots up and then the school says we accept the transcript evaluation, then you watch the next video, which is the WES official transcript. So that one too, I walk you through how to do the official transcript. You pay the money and then they do the official evaluation for you, and then now you'll be good to go to be able to pass the 3.0. Does that help? Hello, Desmond.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Desmond, do you understand? If you have to take screenshot, please do take a screenshot of the channel so that it makes it easier for you to go and find it. When you go.
I've done that.
Awesome. Great. Yeah. So when you watch it,
okay, one of the universities. Go ahead. One of the universities I tried to apply at US, they told me that they accept the transcript evaluation.
Oh, good.
So they gave me a list of. They have agencies that they accept their evaluation.
They accept. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
they gave me the list. It was 6.
Oh, great. So then if that's the case, what I want you to do is, I know Spantran costs less in terms, if Spantran is part of the list, then I've not done any video on the Spantran, but I don't know if they have a free tool like the way WES have it, whether they have a free tool that you can use to actually check if your GPA is going to shoot up, right? Because I don't want you to go and invest money into something that at the end of the evaluation, you still have like it shoots up to maybe 2.8. The school didn't still accept it. And that means that you've wasted money. But if it happens that you use the one I showed, the instruction that I showed, and then it shoots up, then and it's part of, and I'm sure definitely it's going to be part of those the agencies they are accepting from. Then if it is part, then quickly you can use that one.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So here's the thing. So Desmond, you should apply to the university strategically. Everybody has a weak point. You're not the only one with a weak point. So your weak point is now your CGPA, which is below the 3.0. Now, if the strategy is that the WES evaluation is going to shoot up, shoot your CGPA up, and this time around, you can check to see how far your CGPA will go if you should pay. So the first one you're going to do is free, just to figure out whether it's going to shoot up or not. Now, if you're able to do the first one and you see that, okay, from 2.7 is going to shoot to 3.0, then it means that it is better you invest in the evaluation. Now, after investing in the evaluation, all you're going to do is that only apply to universities that require the evaluation, so that they are going to assess your application or your admission decision based on your evaluated transcript and not your 2.7. It's as simple as that. Don't make life complicated for yourself.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if we can talk to another person. If you're just tuning in, we are still live on the Study Abroad podcast with Fred Effect. Today we have the whole house in. Ben is watching, is tuning in, joining us from the UK. Aaron is in the US, and then the Lali Network is in Canada. Whatever questions you have, we'll be happy to respond to them. Let's see if we can bring somebody on. Hi, Vincent. Go ahead. We can see you. We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fred, and your team.
How are you doing, sir? Please go ahead.
I'm good. My name is Vincent Agbamato. I completed UCC with a CGPA of 2.9 in BS Medical Laboratory, and I went ahead to do my MPhil in hematology. So when I did my WES evaluation, I think I had 3.29 in my undergrads, and my master's I had 3.5 and above. Now I'm interested in doing PhD in biomedical science or anything related to like my area, that is hematology. Yeah, but I've applied to some schools, especially University at Albany, for PhD in biomedical science. I just received my this thing that I was not qualified. Like they say that it's very competitive. So, so I want to ask: is there a way that like, is there something I'm not doing to get there?
Aaron, please come in.
Okay. All right. So what's the name? Vincent. So
Yes,
maybe you have done all things right, but what I want to say is there are thousands of schools in the US. The fact that school A didn't give you admission doesn't mean that you didn't do your things right. What it means is that maybe people that applied during that very pool, majority of them were, they had strong application as compared to yours. I didn't go through your application packet to say that, oh, maybe you had a faulty in maybe your SOP, or you didn't do it well in terms of your resume or anything. So you want to sit down and then follow some of the videos that this very platform, the Fred Effect, Aaron Inspire, Shy Guys, the Lally Network, there were a lot of people who have done videos on maybe how to go about your SOP, how to go about your resume, the standard that the US accept, the standard that Canada accepts, and everything. So if all these things are in place, now what I want you to do is, there is a saying that you cut your coat according to your size. So the fact that people are applying to Ivy League school, or people are applying to maybe top schools, doesn't mean that you also apply there. First of all, sit down, do your research, find out the school's requirements. Now, what I advise people to do is that every school, they are going to say my minimum requirement for GPA is 3.0. Everyone that is going to apply might pass the 3.0. But then after the 3.0, are they going to look at my GRE score? Are they going to look at my resume? Are they going to look at my my SOP? So all these things form the application packet. And that is why they say that if we are reviewing your application, we review it holistically. So it means that it's not dependent on only your GPA. So your GPA can be strong, but maybe you didn't do well in terms of your resume. You didn't do well in terms of your SOP. So sit down and then retreat. Okay, you have already done the application. It didn't go well. Retreat. It doesn't mean that you are bad. You are not bad. So retreat and then look at the portals. Which place I didn't do well? Which place I did well? By benchmarking it with what videos you are watching and the information that is out there. Am I making sense? Then after that, what you want to do is that now target schools that people don't really target, okay? Schools that are not in the waves. So my school, for instance, I'm currently at the University of Texas at Tyler. When I was coming to this school, the blacks that has passed through the school cannot even be amounted to 50, or international students that have passed through the school wouldn't even amount to 20. So this is schools that people are not really hearing as compared to schools like Ohio University, which I know a lot of people are going there, or a school like maybe which other school is very popular that a lot of people. So Berea University and a whole lot of schools. So you want to target schools that a lot of people have not heard of, or they don't have a lot of international students. If you are able to target such schools, it also helps you to boost your chances of getting admission and getting funding. Is that okay?
How many universities did you apply to, bro? Vincent, your microphone is muted. How many universities did you apply to, bro? Go ahead. We can hear you now.
7 universities.
How many universities do you apply to?
7.
Okay,
7.
Okay, he says 7. And did you? How many rejections? Did you get rejection from all 7?
No, just 1 for now.
Oh. But you've gotten 1 denial from out of 7. You still have 6 remaining.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like you are thinking the negative too much. Be positive, okay? Be positive.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, be positive. One is just one you need. You won't attend all the 7 schools or the 6 schools. You just need one school. Okay.
But like, I guess some wisdom from you right now. Like what you are saying, that there's no need going ahead selecting maybe the best schools like in the world, but rather those that are not there, but you can go there and achieve better things.
Right.
Right. So if I'm looking for schools to apply, I shouldn't be targeting the high school all the time. Even the lower one, I can achieve better over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you for joining, but we wish you all the best. Hopefully, you get a good feedback from the other 6
The other
schools.
6.
Looking forward to hearing from. If you're just tuning in, we're still on the Study Abroad podcast with Freddie. They have Aaron in the house, Lali is here, and then Ben. Ben, let's see if you can hear us now. Your connection has not been stable today. Quite unfortunate. Okay. Ben, can you hear us now? Let's see if Ben can hear us, because there are a lot of UK questions for Ben. Ben, can you hear us now? Okay, I think Ben is still struggling with a connection. So let's see.
I can always hear you.
Yeah, but we are struggling. When we talk, it takes 5 years for you to respond to us. So we are struggling to get you very clearly. I don't know. If you could, I don't know if it's a router you're using, an internet. If you could restart it, let's see if you have a stable connection, and then we can have a conversation. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Hello. Joel Kansan is watching us on Facebook. So Aaron, somebody has this question for you. So how long does it take for the transcript to be evaluated?
Okay, so for now, I know they have a lot in their pool, so you should be targeting somewhere around 1 month. When I did it, within 7 days, you will get it. But now a lot of people are doing the evaluation, not only for education purposes, but for PR and then other immigration purposes. So there are a lot of things they have in their pool. So just give yourself time, 1 month.
Okay. Let's talk to Prince. Prince, how you doing, sir? Prince, how you doing? Hi, Prince. Okay. Prince, we can hear the Dora at the background, but you are not talking. Can you hear us?
Please, I'm doing well.
Okay.
Please, can you hear me?
We can hear you now. What's your question, sir?
Hello.
All right. Our brother is also struggling to hear us. Pakwame, how can I join the conversation? You've already joined the conversation in the comments. So you use the link I'm sharing on the various social media platforms or in the comment section, and then you'll be able to join us live in the studio just like other people did. Let's see. Okay, so Veronica is saying, Aaron, I'm inspired by you and started my study abroad journey last year. I got admitted to Cleveland State University for fall 2026. The graduate coordinator said funding may be available in August, but Veronica, you need to complete your statement so that Aaron can respond to you. Raymond is saying, is it easy to get funding engineering in Canada? What would you advise? Delali.
I'll take the word easy out, because getting funding anywhere for your study abroad journey is not an easy task. But when you prepare very well and you meet the requirements, it is going to be very easy for you. Just like how Aaron advised that the process is a holistic process. They don't just look at your high GPA. They don't just look at your good transcript. They don't just look at your good statement of purpose, but all the requirements that they've mentioned. That is your SOP, your recommendation letters, your writing sample, your transcript, and any other document they require has to be excellent. So coming to your question, yes, I have seen a couple of people landing a full scholarship in engineering in Canada, but they had to put in the work. And one thing about Canada is that you would need to secure a supervisor for about 95% of schools in Canada. When you want to come and take an engineering program, you would first of all have to get an acceptance from a supervisor, that is a prospective professor in that particular school you're interested in. You send a cold email introducing yourself, expressing your interest in his or her research area, and adding your transcript and your CV. When that professor or supervisor responds and gives you the green light that, oh, you can add my name in your application package. Once you're admitted, that department or that professor holds the funding, and you'll be given funding in the form of research assistantship or teaching assistantship or any other scholarship that the school has available. Yes, there are about some few schools that you get that you can apply directly without needing to secure a supervisor. But most of the schools in Canada will require you to get a supervisor before you apply. And once you get admitted, you'll be funded in the form of this funding stream that I've mentioned. So I will not say it's easy, but when you prepare well and put in the work, you can land a full funding, because I know people who have done it, and those people are not superhumans than you, so you can also do it.
Fred, I think you are muted.
Aaron, there's this sister who is saying that I thought hello Aaron, I thought I could not study abroad because of my poor grades until I came across Fred Effect and Peter's channel when you were interviewed, and realized it was possible. That interview changed my mindset and gave me hope. I started my journey last year and began researching schools, preparing my document, and applying to universities. I applied to Clayton State University for fall 2026 and was offered admission for Masters of Data Science. However, I've been facing challenges. I think that, you typed a lot. So, but yeah, I think this is incredible. Aaron, what do you have to say about that?
Okay. All right. So I know the challenges is coming to talk about now is going to be in terms of funding. And we bless God, messages are helping and changing lives. That is why we are putting the information out there. So if you are not following the Fred Effect, Peter Bewa, the Delali Network, Aaron in Spice, please do your possible best. Follow, subscribe, and like the videos so that others can also get to know about this very information we're sharing.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful that you took the advice and then you started the process. And one thing I love about the Fred Effect is that they, even if the thing is negative, they still see the positive aspects of it.
Yeah.
There is nothing that is negative on this earth. It depends on your perspective, how you are watching it. So you took the step, you applied, and now you have the admission. Congratulations. Now, one thing that I will say is that I know is quite, let me be very blank, okay? It's quite difficult if you want to find funding for data science. If you are coming from outside the US and you are not already, maybe you have done a master's here and you are doing a PhD in data science, it's quite difficult. Why? Because the Indians and the Asians really do well. They perform well when it comes to such programs. And majority of them are already in the system. And so if you're competing with people who are already in the system, who have already garnered their either bachelor's degree or master's degree from the state or the country you are applying to, it becomes very challenging to get admission, to get funding. The admission they will give to you. Now, the advice I'll give to you is that I want you to search whether the school Empower supports them. I know people are going to come after me in terms of coming with this very Empower idea, but forget it. Now, what I'm saying is go and check if the school, if Empower supports the school, still go ahead applying and looking for scholarships. If definitely you can get some more 1,000 scholarship or something, but maybe assistantship might be difficult in terms of the data science. Now, if Empower supports the school, apply for the loan, for an Empower loan, and then do the application. If they approve you for the Empower loan, use that as your medium of finance or your source of sponsorship, and then go for the interview. Get it, and when you get here, we will take the next step. Okay. Now, I'm saying this, Fred. I don't know if you remember, you interviewed this lady. Is it Mamiya from bring yourself, Montclair State University. She did cybersecurity. I don't know if Fred, you can hear me. I think Fred is muted. So this very lady, I advised her, she also did the same thing with Empower. And as we speak now, she's working with one company, and definitely you will be able to be paying your interest or the amount that you are supposed to pay on the loan. And then whilst you are working and you are being promoted and you're moving forward, you should be good. Now you have been able to use that Empower to be able to enter the system to get your master's degree and everything. And now you are making it, you have a job. And so that is going to really help you. Okay. So that is the best advice I'm going to give to you. I know you didn't finish the question, but that is how best I can advise you. And you can reach out to me too on Facebook. We can chat, or Instagram from there. Okay. If you are still watching, thank you. Okay, I think Fred has some issues, so let me come in with this question. I know some of you asked the question on my platform, and so let me quickly address this question. I think there was a question from $1 million Princess, and you said, I have an admission to study masters in biomedical engineering at UT, University of Texas at Arlington, but searching for funding has not been successful. Please advise me appropriately. Thank you. All right, so at $1 million Princess, if you are still watching, us, then I want you to note that one thing about the Texas system, if you apply to a school in the Texas system, why is everybody has left and I'm the only one? I don't know. Okay. So if you apply to a school in the Texas system and you get admitted, one thing you want to do is to apply for a scholarship in the school. If you get approved for that very scholarship, and even if it is as low as $1,000, now that $1,000 qualifies you to pay an institution, not the out-of-state tuition. So it qualifies you to pay an institution. And so since UTA is part of the Texas system, the first thing I want you to do is reach out to the international office and tell them that you have an admission. You want resources to apply for scholarships. They are going to send you some of the resources. Then you apply for that scholarship. If you get any scholarship beginning from $1,000 and above, you automatically qualify for institution or a resident person. And that drastically reduces your cost of attendance. So go ahead with that. And then after that, what you want to do is to don't look at only your department. I don't know the skills you have, or the field you are working in currently, but what you want to do is you want to target other departments that are offering assistantships, okay? Other departments that are offering assistantships that are in line with what the skills that you have. So don't only look at your department. I know people who are maybe doing masters in mathematics and they never got the assistantship from the mathematical science department, but they got it from maybe the School of Business, or they call it from the dean's office, or they got it from the provost office, or whichever office that their skills are maybe needed. So if you get the admission, first of all, apply for scholarship. If you get $1,000 and above in the Texas system, what you qualify for is you qualify to pay institution and not out-of-state tuition. That drastically reduces your cost of attendance. The next thing you want to do is to look at other departments. So if you already have the admission, they are able to give you an access to a platform called Handshake. I don't know, different schools use different platforms, but it's a platform that they advertise job offers and other things. So what you want to do is to now hop onto that very platform and look for positions that are being posted there. Then you apply to those very positions. And these are ways that you can use to easily get assistantship. So don't only target departments that you find yourself in, or the department that you are going to do your program in. Target other departments that are offering, like they have some job offers available that your skills can fit in. So do this. That is at $1 Million Princess. That is the advice that I will give to you. Okay. I think Fred is still okay. So we have another question. Hello, Delali. If you get admission into a master's program in Canada, is it advisable for you to apply for visa together with your spouse and children? The school is PGWD eligible and also supports SOWP. So, or is it better to apply alone and later they can join you later? All right, Delali, so over to you.
Okay, Aaron, Aaron and Ben, can I be heard?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so congratulations on your admissions, O'Neill, to a master's program in Canada. And I believe your program is 16 months or 2 years, because it is only when a master's program is 16 months or 2 years or more, that is when you are eligible to apply for the spousal open work permit. So that is just a background information. Now, whether to apply separately or apply together depends on the availability of funds. If your bank statement will be able to cater for the total for the whole family, including your spouse's living expenses and flight ticket for the open work permit, and your own 1 year tuition, living expenses, and your flight ticket, and maybe if there are children involved, and the children's living expenses and their flight tickets, I will advise that you can put the application together. But if the funds are insufficient, then I'll advise that you do the application alone, enter, start your program, and once you start, immediately within a period of like a month or 2 months, you apply for your spouse and your children to come. So applying together as a family is all dependent on whether you have enough funds to cover all the costs that is going to be involved. Now, there is also an opinion that I'll share with you because it is from my personal experience. Life in a foreign country is not that rosy. So, since you don't know how the system works, I would advise that you can do the application alone. Come here, look at how the system works, because housing, living expenses, surviving, paying your monthly rent, and you know when you're here as a family, you can't live in, let's say, a single room like a basement. You surely have to get, let's say, a 1-bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom apartment, which sometimes will be around, let's say, 1,003 Canadian dollars every month, 1,005, or even 1,007, or even 2,000 Canadian dollars every month. So, in my opinion, I advise that come alone, look at how the system works. After a couple of months, you apply for your spouse and your children to join you. But if you feel you have the funds available and you'll be able to cater for all the living expenses involved, why not? You can do the application together, and all of you will move from your home country once the visa is approved to Canada. Once you get to the port of entry, you'll be issued your study permit, and your wife will also be issued her open work permit, which allows her to work unlimited number of hours, and we'll also be able to support you in case you don't have enough funding. So that is my opinion on that.
All right, thank you very much, Delali. That's great submission to you. So, my friend, if you really heard us, okay, you say the school is in Vancouver. Yeah. So as he said, if you have the funds, okay, go ahead.
Let me add something small. So, British Columbia, specifically Vancouver, it's an expensive city to live in because rent prices are skyrocketing there. The reason why people love to move to Vancouver is because as the weather is like very worse in other provinces, it hardly snows there like how it snows in other provinces. And it's a very beautiful city. So living expenses is high, rent is high, food and those stuffs. So you have to look at all those factors. So if you can afford, do it together. But if you can't, do it alone, get a visa. After 1 month or 2 months staying in the system, you quickly put in the application for them because it doesn't change anything. When you come alone and you apply for them later, it's not as if it will be denied. Once they meet the requirements, they can also be approved. Or one thing people also do is that they apply together as a family, but when they are coming, they come alone to come and look at how the system works. With that, they already have the visa and they can come in at any period in time. So you can also use that strategy as well.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Delali. So I think there is another question in the comments from Facebook. La Grace did you? So you are asking, I have a master in pharmaceutical chemistry at KNUST. Please, which school can I apply? Which school can I apply in USA for PhD? And it's possible you can get scholarship for the PhD. And it's a very timely message you brought here. So currently in my school, the University of Texas at Tyler, recently they've started that every person that is being admitted into the pharmacy program, that's the doctorate pharmacy program, you don't pay tuition. It's tuition free. So all you are going to do is you are just going to pay your living expenses. And definitely because you are international students, you qualify to work 20 hours maximum within a week. So that is also, you are going to get a job on campus that you can do to be able to suffice your living expenses. So if you want to check out, and as you want to come to the US, then I want you to check out the University of Texas at Tyler, and then apply for their PhD program in pharmacy. So that is the one that I know for now. With other schools, I don't know, unless you have to go back to Google, which is our good friend, or ChatGPT, any of the AIs that can help you shortlist schools. Or you can, one of the strategies that I used when I was getting into this very process was that I go to LinkedIn, I connect with people who are in the field I want to go into. So if you want to go into statistics, if you want to go into the pharmacy, go and connect with people on LinkedIn. If you don't have a profile, then go and create a profile. Connect with people who are already in these very programs in schools. Then you can now chat them, ask them questions, or connect with them to find out more about those schools, whether they give funding or they give scholarships or any other form of funding that they give. And it's really going to go a long way to help you. But my first point of contact I want you to touch on is the University of Texas at Tyler, because currently it's running right now. So you want to be very fast and put in the application for that of fall 2026 if it is not late. Okay, so that is one of the things I wanted to touch on. Let's see if we have another question there. Said hello, is it at Boache Opoku Ajiman? At Boache Opoku Ajiman. He said, hello there. If one chooses only one school and the one is being asked at the US Embassy of the number of schools he or she applied to, what should be the answer? Okay, so if you apply to just one school and the US Embassy, you've gone for the visa interview and you are being asked, how many schools did you apply to? Do I say I applied to just one school? Do I say I applied to 3 schools? It doesn't really matter, but I would advise you don't say you apply to just one school. So you can say you apply, and there is no way they are going to track that these are the schools you apply to. They can't track the number of schools you apply to based on your information you've put in the DS-160. So you tell them, oh, you apply to 3 schools, but then out of the 3 schools, this is the one that stood out for you based on the program, the quality of the program, and then you now relate the program quality to your personal, what are your personal aims, what are the things that you want to achieve from that very program. So yes, you apply to just one, but I wouldn't advise you say just one, because sometimes it might tell them, it might make them think that, oh, you have a relative or someone in that very place. That is why you are keen, like you are looking at that particular place. So you don't want to draw their attention to an intent that is not real. Okay, so you tell them you apply to 3, but then you chose this one based on A, B, and C. Okay, so that's the advice I'll give to you. I wish Fred is online, that he's in the background moderating us, so I wish he was there to also add up to it. Or Delali, if you have anything to say, I know you are I mean, more into Canada, but is it a question they asked in the Canada?
Aaron. Okay, so late last year I was on a platform that is a WhatsApp platform that we created to support people with this US and Canada study abroad thing. Then one of the applicants came back from the interview and shared his experience at the embassy. And he said when he went there, he told them he applied to some number of schools, whereby in actual sense, he applied to only one school. Now, He said the visa officer gave him an email that he should provide evidence of application to those extra schools. I don't know if the information he gave on the WhatsApp platform was true or not true, but that is what he said, and that is what he said he experienced during the interview. So he wanted an advice on how to approach this, since he didn't apply to those number of schools, but they are now asking for evidence for the extra school he applied to. I don't know if anyone has also experienced that in recent times.
Yeah.
So this is something which is open up for a debate.
This is my first time hearing this. Fred, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, that's. I think that normally just ideal that you speak the truth. If you, I think there's nothing wrong with if you apply to only one school, especially if you have a good reason to back that. Like maybe you spoke with a professor, and then based on the feedback you had or the conversation you had, then you only decided to put in only one application. Personally, I applied to only one school, high university, that brought me here. So it's not. Every question that you get at the embassy does not lead to a deny. It depends on how you respond to it. Jay has a question for us. Please, I have admission interview on Thursday. Congrats on that, bro. I made a mistake on my DS-160 and I have completed a new one and raised a ticket in my portal. Will it affect me? So if you raise the ticket, then what it means is that you need to print out a new appointment confirmation. And if the DS-160 confirmation number, the number that starts with AA00 is matching your appointment, then it means that the changes has been made in the portal. If it doesn't happen like that, you need to make sure that you're using the old appointment confirmation page for your visa interview. Ben, please come in with this one. Hello, my school in the UK says they will not give me 50% scholarship of my tuition fees. I am self-funded. Noel, you have to be specific with your question. This is a statement, not a question. So let us know the specific question you have, and Ben will be happy to respond to that. Aaron, do you want to answer this? A school gives you admission. Do you have to pay a certain amount before the I-20 is given to you? Aaron, what do you think?
Do you have to pay a certain amount before I-20 is given to you?
Yeah,
I think it depends on the school. Some of them require a tuition deposit, but to the best of my knowledge, I know schools don't charge for you to be issued an I-20 because it's a document that you are going to need as through the process that you have to go through to be able to get your visa. So yeah, unless maybe the school requires a tuition deposit and maybe they are requesting for that before they can issue you the I-20. Aside that, if not for that case, you shouldn't pay for anything to be issued an I-20.
Emmanuel, maybe you're referring to enrollment deposit. You're asking. It's only recently that I saw one specific college asking for an I-20 processing fee. So just figure out what kind of fee is it? Is it enrollment deposit? Is it the processing fee for an I-20? Please figure that out, Emmanuel. And congrats on your admission as well. Let's see. So George is asking that I have a visa appointment in April. I had a partial funding and my total deficit is $28,160. Please kindly advise me on how to approach the interview. Aaron, what do you think?
Yeah, so approaching the interview is not based on your deficits. Okay, so congratulations, first of all, and then for going through the process all the way to your interview, which is the final part of it. And so we wish you all the best. Now, the first thing is there are 3 things you need to prove to the visa officer for you to be issued the visa for you to come and study. The first thing is 1, you are a genuine student and that whatever document you have provided to the school and whatever you have provided in your DS-160 and everything are genuine. So you're a genuine student coming to study. Then 2, that you have the finances to be able to support yourself financially when you find yourself in the state based on your tuition, your living expenses and everything. and they are not looking at where the funds is coming from. As long as you have the funds and it's a genuine document to back that funds, that is 2. Then the next thing is your home ties. So you have a strong home ties, or you have a home ties that says that when you are coming to pursue, as you are coming to pursue your graduate studies or whatever degree you're coming to study, when you are done with it, you will go back home. So if you're able to prove these 3 things, you are good to go. And the visa officer is convinced about these 3 things that you are proving, you are good to go. So don't be terrified by your deficit, because deficit does not really play a role in your visa approval. It's about how you lay down your information to the visa officer, and you are able to outline these very 3 things that I've mentioned. You are able to prove beyond doubt of all these 3 things that you are a genuine student, 1, that 2, you have the funds to be able to provide your funds, to support yourself in the state, and then finally your home ties. If you're able to prove these 3 things, you should be good, because I know people with a deficit of even 50K that got their visas approved. It is all about how you communicate with the visa officer. And don't forget, the interview is a communication, is a dialogue. So don't be frightened by anything. All I'm saying is make sure that everything you have is genuine, and that you'll be able to provide evidence of it if you are being asked.
Mr. B have a very interesting question, and Ben, I want you to come in on this. He said that with an assistantship for masters, I love this question. So for some reason, it's interesting to me. So with the assistantship for masters, am I supporting the supervisor on his research, or I am asking him to supervise my research? Ben, how is it in the UK?
He said to Ben, okay.
All of us can come in. I would want to hear.
Okay. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Better.
Oh, okay. We thank God. So with the UK research application, I think the last time I mentioned about it, it comes in 2-fold. So either you are submitting your research proposal to the university that you need a supervisor, or the university is already running research program that you think you have interest in, and then you want to apply. On that note, is the university that is going to recruit you. And usually this kind of research comes with full funding. So if it happens that is the university that is running the research program, and then you are interested, and then if you put in application and you are likely to be recruited, then it means that you are going to assist that particular university to conduct that research. On the other hand, if you submit your research proposal that, oh, I am Mr. John, and this is my research interest I want to do, then the school will now look at, okay, the department, do we have anyone whose interest is in the interest of this research? Oh, okay, maybe Professor Fred, that is the area of Professor Fred. Okay, then they would now admit you, and Professor Fred now becomes your supervisor. And on that note, you are going to pay your own tuition fees, unless maybe you are likely to get maybe 50 or 60% scholarship. If not, you are going to pay because you have come with your research project that this is what you want to do. So the school should give you a supervisor to work with. Unless, as Delily explained on with the Canadian, is it skilled or talent visa?
The skilled worker process.
Yes, the skilled worker process. So UK too is launching what is known as the global talent visa. So unless maybe they see your research process, your research proposal as something that would be more beneficial to, let's say, the UK, then of course there's a likelihood that you can get a super, because that one is like a talent visa. So they have a special treatment for you. You can even get your UK sponsorship visa to live in the UK because of that business idea or because of that research idea. So usually that is how it works. So it's either you get a supervisor for yourself, or you are being recruited or employed to work on a project.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Ben. So talk to us, Delali. When it comes to Canada, if you are a graduate assistant for the assistantship, are you going to support the supervisor, or the supervisor is going to support you? Is it the chicken before the hen, or the hen before the chicken?
So I don't know for every university though, but as Ben explained, is similar here. You can choose to work on your own research. So
Mhm.
when the proposal is submitted and is accepted by your supervisor, then you proceed and do your research work, which is then supervised by whoever your supervisor is. In some instances too, the department is already conducting a research. That is why sometimes when you go to the school's website, particularly the department, you see the professor saying, I am currently working on this research area or that area. So if you're
Right.
interested, I am currently accepting students for master's or PhD. So in that case, when you are admitted, you are going to support your supervisor to complete a particular project. But when that project is completed, it doesn't mean that that project is for only him. Since you are also part, you will also be included.
I see. Coming with a US perspective, Aaron.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, very well. We can hear you very well.
Okay, great. So yeah, basically they've ironed everything out. Is not different from the US. So your assistantship is a work, okay, is a job offer. So if there is, they said they have given you an assistant, a research assistantship position, is a job. So your job is to do research with whoever's lab you are working in. So first of all, is a work before now your research also comes in. So as part of your research that you are also doing, you are also going to, like the program you are doing, you are also going to do your thesis, dissertation, and other stuff at the end of your program. So your supervisor will be helping you in that regard when you are doing something and then it's not going well, and then all other things you have to do in like to make sure that everything becomes successful, so that at the end of your program you can now present. Then you can also have a paper to your name. That is the aspect of the supervisor supporting you. Now, in the job that you have also been given, it doesn't mean that they are going to leave you there alone. Like Lali was saying, you are going to be working with the supervisor. So they have the project. They know the pipeline of the project. So now they tell you this and this and this and that we are looking for. And so you go and do the research, you bring it, oh, this is what I found, this and that. And then you keep adding, you keep taking out, you keep adding, you keep taking out until you now run into a final conclusion. And like Delali is saying, sometimes they might add you to whatever paper or whatever thing you are publishing. Some is not all professors. I know some professors that can be wicked, they will not add you to it. But then some, they can be very good, and then they add you to it as a co-author or something. But then aside that, you are doing your main thesis that comes as part of your program. So it's a twofold. One is you are working as like the university has employed you, you are working, and then the other part is as part of your program, and the supervisor is going to is going to supervise you in both areas.
Good. There's a question that Opoku has, and I think Aaron will touch on this. So, does the transcript evaluation comes with a hard copy and that you have to submit yourself, or Wes has to send it directly to the school? Aaron, you come in with this, but if you're just tuning in, we are live on the Study Abroad podcast with a Fred Effect. We do this and every Saturday. We all here have been through the Study Abroad process. It's simple. What we are doing is that we are explaining how we did our process. It makes it easier if you also want to go about focus on working on the same journey. How did we apply for the universities? How did we get the scholarships? How did we go about visa processes? That's what we are sharing. So Ben is in the UK, Delali is in Canada, and then Aaron is in the US. So we are trying to respond to your questions to the best of our knowledge. And you can use the link I'm sharing on the various social media platforms to join us directly on either TikTok. You can join us on Facebook. Shout out to Dr. Lawrence in the UK. He just joined us on TikTok. And you can be part of the conversation. We do this every Saturday. Remember, the Fred Effect team has a collaboration with Argo Visa. Argo Visa is a team of ex-visa officers. So if you're preparing for any visa interview, it will be ideal that you talk with an ex-visa officer before you go for the visa interview. They go through your DS-160 for you, make sure that everything is correct, and also have one-on-one mock session to help you go through the visa interview successfully. So the last question we're responding to is whether if you're giving an assistantship, are you going to assist the professor, or the professor is rather going to supervise your work? And Aaron has done justice to it. Delali explained, and then Ben also explained to it. But the little I have to add is that when it comes to the US context, you're looking at so is it a teaching assistantship? Is it a research assistantship? Or is it a fellowship, or maybe apprenticeship? So depending on what category and the program you're pursuing, that would determine whether you're going to have a job, or that you're going to work at a lab with a supervisor that you'll be working with. Aaron, let's come in with that. With the WES evaluation, do you have a hard copy that you have to be sending, or when you're applying to the schools, upload them, or you have to tell WES to send it to them directly?
So when WES is done with the evaluation, when WES is done with the evaluation, they are going to send you a hard copy of the official evaluated transcript. Then you will have access to another unofficial on your portal, on your WES portal. Now, with the official that they will send to you, you can scan it and then use that one for your application, or you can use the unofficial one on your portal, depending on the school. If the school requires unofficial during the application time, and then requires you to send in the official one after you have been admitted and you are now ready to come to the school. So what I advise people to do is, if the school requires you to send the transcript to them through WES, every other duplicate that you do comes with a fee of almost close to $45. Now, what I advise people to do is, don't request the official from WES to be sent to the school for every school that you're applying to. So just imagine if you're applying to 10 schools and all of them are requiring you to send the official transcript. If you're going to do this, you're going to pay $450, which is a waste of money. At the end of the day, you can attend only one of the school. So what you do is, you submit the unofficial one during the application time. Now, when you are done with everything and the admissions comes in and you are certain with which school you want to go, even at that point, don't send it to them yet. They give you up to 1 semester for you to submit the official transcript. So in my current school, when I was done with everything, I came here, and during my first semester, when they started giving me stipends, then I used some of those money to now order the official transcript to be sent from WES to the school. So you want to play smart by not wasting resources. So use the unofficial one in your portal to apply. If in case the school requires an official one, wait for the official one, the hard copy that WES will send to your mailbox. You pick that one, you scan it, and then with that one, it wouldn't have any like inscription in it, that unofficial. Then you can use that one to now submit to the for the application. Then when you are certain on which school you want to go, when you come to campus, you can now use the link to send official one to them by paying the $45.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Let's talk to our brother. David, how are you doing, sir? David, please, how are you doing?
Good evening. By God's grace, I'm doing well. I salute you, great man.
Please go ahead with your question.
Yes, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm seeking for an advice. I've applied to, I've gotten admission, let me put it that way, from St. Mary's University, San Antonio, Texas. And then I began with a program director, that was from last year. but I think it's been a change in leadership, and then I should go on cover to him concerning my GA. There is the first person talked about the GA on the program, the department board. Let me put it that way, the department website, and told me that I should go and write the GRE and everything, which I'm on it, and then I was communicating with him. But when the new man came, I've reached out to him that this new man is not even responding to my mails and then everything. So I don't know. And then the international office, the international coordinator, let me put it that way, also has been reaching me to attach my financial document for them to release my I-20 to me. And the condition there is that I got the admission without funding. So right now I don't know what to do. And then the whole COA is around 48,000, which I don't know what to do. So I'm seeking for an advice.
Aaron, do you want to come in?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this in my territory. So Texas, so I was saying that initially, that in the Texas system, which like schools in the Texas system, when you get a scholarship from $1,000 upwards, now what you do is you automatically qualify for an institution, which means that you pay fees as someone who is a resident here or the citizens here. So you pay fees as an in-state, not out of state. Now, the first advice I'll give you is to ask the international office that you want resources or places you can apply for scholarships. These are information that they can share with you. Apply for the scholarships. If you get as little as $1,000 upwards, you now can, your COA can reduce by like 50%, because the money is huge because you are paying out of state. Now, if you're able to get even that 1,000 scholarship, which is easy to get because they have a lot of people, a lot of donors that they put, they use their money to support. So do that one, and then if you're able to reduce that tuition to, half of it, that should be okay. Now, the next thing you want to do is, with this new change of power, and this new person is saying back and forth and is not replying to your email. Now, what you want to do is, don't target only that department. There are assistantships across. You can do your program in maybe the mathematical sciences department and still be working at the dean's office, or will be working with the school of business, or will be working with the faculty of arts. So what you want to do is, now that you have the admission, you have a school email. There is a platform we call Handshake. I don't know for your current school, but there is a platform you call Handshake. Now, if you're able to sign up on that very platform with your school email, you can have access to job postings that they post currently. And then now you can use that platform to apply to other positions in other departments. Don't focus on only your department. If the new government is saying that they can't work with you, or they are bringing you back and forth, now just look at other alternatives. Look at other departments as well. That is the advice I can give you. I don't know if Fred wants to add something to
it. I think also it has to do with how we also write emails. I would love to see the content of the email you are writing. Because some of us have been through this process, and also the opportunity to be here, having access to how they want their emails to be, there's probably a certain way that you have to communicate, in order to get a response. So, for example, one tip will be that normally when you are emailing professors, it will be advisable that is it possible that you copy the overall, every department has maybe a departmental email that maybe there's a secretary or somebody responsible for responding to it. You are an international student. If you are emailing a professor, why don't you copy the international office? You are applying for graduate program. Is there a graduate admissions email that you can also copy? Now listen, if the professor sees the email and doesn't want to respond, because of the people you have copied in the email, they will definitely respond to you. Or you can get any of them to maybe tell you that, oh, maybe the professor is currently having some issues. The professor is out of the department, stuff like that. So normally you don't email people solo. And sometimes because you are using a normal Gmail or Yahoo mail, your email may end up in their spam box. These are institutional emails. So if you have a certain email address, being Gmail, normal email address, the regular email address, it sometimes goes into their spam box when you send it to the professional or institutional email, because the institution have a security system like that. I have had instances where people email me and I don't see it; it goes to my spam box because of the security system, or the system identifies that as coming from outside the institution. So it becomes all right. We'll be coming to a close today. Delali, talk to us about your platform. Delali has a YouTube, Facebook, X platform, and you talk to us about how people can get in touch with you if they need help or assistance with any process in the first place. So Delali, please go on.
Yeah, so basically, the name of my platform is the Delali Network. In short, TDN is a young but thriving platform created specifically to help people migrate to Canada through the study route, the permanent residency route, and the visa route. Even though I touch on other countries as well, my main focus is on Canada. If you want to reach out to me, my DMs are always open on TikTok, X, Facebook. You just send me a direct message. Once I see it, I'll respond to you and we'll take it from there. You can always get in touch. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have some specific videos that people should check out that you've made? Let's see, Move to Canada for Free. We have about 6.2 thousand views on that. The evaluation process, if you want to study in Canada, is the same portal with West, but if you want to study in Canada, I think the one that Aaron did is for straight away the US process. Delali has the Canadian route here as well. Study permit in 7 days. Study in Canada. There's a lot of videos that Delali have on the network, so that you can definitely check out, and it will help your process. Aaron, talk to us about how people can get in touch with you. People need assistance. How do they get in touch with you, sir? Okay, am I losing Aaron?
Hello, sorry, I think I was muted. So yeah, thank you so much, Fred.
How do people get in touch with you, sir?
Yeah, if you want to get in touch with me, the best way to get me is on IG. So you can follow me on IG and then send me a direct message, and we can take it out from there. If it was on Facebook, sometimes it escapes me. So the best place to reach out to me is on IG. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And there are a lot of videos that I've done there. Aside the transcript evaluation, there are a lot of videos if you want to land assistantships, schools to target, especially in the field of mathematics and then statistics.
Am I the only one who can?
Yeah, I can hear Aaron. I can hear him.
Yeah, Delali, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Aaron.
Okay, I think we are losing Fred. Yeah, so you can reach out to me on IG, and mostly hello, Ben, can you hear me? Yeah, Ben, you can talk now. Where people can reach out to you.
Oh, Aaron, if you send a message via the Freddy Fett Instagram page, you can get in contact with me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think okay, we have Fred just joined.
So quite unfortunately, we had serious, terrible internet issues, but yeah, we're glad
I
we're
don't
able to
know.
pull. Yeah. So if you missed any of the sessions, a lot of intelligent questions asked, and we've provided brilliant responses to them. This section will still be live on Aaron Inspires YouTube platform. We'll still be live on the across the Fred Effect social media platforms. Thank you for tuning in. Next week we are coming your way with another insightful section. It will be inviting somebody who have been through the process so that they share their journey experience with you, and so that it makes it easy if you want to go through the process. Remember, the Fred Effect team has collaboration with Argo Visa. Is a team of ex-visa officers. If you need help in making any form of payment, which happens to be with your study abroad process, talk to the Fred Effect team, message us on Instagram. We'll be happy to assist you. Visa application fee, service fee, if you want to pay for WES evaluation, whatever form of payment you want in relation to your study abroad process, we'll be happy to assist you to do that. All right, it's been a great session. Thank you for coming on, Delali. Thank you, Aaron, for your time, and also Ben, thank you for coming through. I really appreciate you all. All right. So it's been a great section. Thank you for tuning in. It's been the Study Abroad podcast with the Fred Effect. Because of the internet issues, we've been trying to have the draw done, but unfortunately, it's been it's not been stable for us. So thank you for tuning in. If you have other questions, make sure to send us a direct Instagram message. At the moment, the Fred Effect team handles applications for free for individuals with high school and diploma qualification. Don't look down on your results, whether it has a D7, E8, F9. Send your results to us via Instagram. The Fred Effect, the account is verified. We have over 30,000 family members on Instagram, and we'll be happy to respond to your message. If you also want to study a master's or PhD, just send us your diploma, just send us your bachelor's degree, master's degree transcript via Instagram. If the team checks it and then you have a good fit for a program and a scholarship, we'll definitely let you know. Please be positive and know that everything will be fine. At the moment, the US Embassy, when you checked on their portal, if you want to go for a student visa interview, there are currently no available dates. You shouldn't panic. What happens is that when you create the DS1 to create the Avid portal, you continue to monitor the platform. Whenever there is date, you'll be able to quickly select, especially if you're coming in August or maybe in the summer and we are in February. You don't have to panic at all. The Fred Effect team has a mock interview platform. It's a free WhatsApp mock interview platform. We've been doing this for more than half a decade now. And so if you are preparing for your visa interview, just send us a message on Instagram. We'll be happy to add you to the page so that you can also prepare for your visa interview. The name has been the Fred Effect. Please be positive and know that everything will be fine. I'll see you